Hi, my name's Leona from Supra Conscious Soul, and this is your Divine Masculine reading. So, I figured we'd do one. I've been drawn to do one since we haven't done one for a while. We kind of boycotted them last time. So, let's have a look at the energy. I've already pulled some oracle cards to save some time. Now we're going to look at the main reading cards. So, God, source, universe, what do we need to know for highest good of all? Please remove my egos that I may deliver a clear and precise message. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, okay, we have the Strength card in reverse. So the Divine Masculine may be lacking a little bit of confidence in some area. He may be lacking confidence in his choices or the options that are available to him. We have him taking a little nap here. It's also like he's getting intuitive nudges from the universe to say, look, mate, this is the way to go. And it's also saying that he's got so much going on that the only time he's going to really get these intuitive messages is once he takes some time to rest. We have the issue as the Ten of Wands. He has a hell of a lot on his plate right now. We have the Two of Swords, needing to make some sort of decision, caught between two options. Not really sure which way to go. Okay, we have distracting. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is like non-movement. We then have helping, the Queen of Swords in reverse. Now, he may be getting cut off, or he may be getting awoken to his senses in some way. This can be sharp communication. We have this new focus as the Ace of Swords. It brings with it a sense of clarity and new ideas, inspirations, a sense of the direction in which they go in. We have the Page of Swords, but this is like the new guy at work, feeling really hesitant, feeling a little bit rocky here, a little bit clouded. Feeling like you're out of your depth in a way, the Divine Masculine. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, trying to create some stability in his life, but also not letting go of something out of fear. Yeah, wanting to bring whatever it is with him in some way, but not being able to. So, underneath the deck, of course, we have the Divine Masculine, we have the Emperor. Now, what this is saying is the Emperor is very much in his head. Because of everything that has been going on lately, he's very much in his head. He could be managing empires, business meetings, trying to stay kind of logical, trying to stay focused, trying to stay busy, managing companies, organizations, directing some kind of movement. There's a sense that he has a lot more to deal with than emotions, because there's literally the only emotions that are on this reading here is the Seven of Cups, and that's showing that there's unsure about what their options are. And I think it's because they're very much in this logical brain or logical mind at the moment, that they're finding it hard to deal with anything kind of emotional. It's like they may be rehearsing things over in their head about what they're going to do, but it doesn't quite make it to the table, so to speak, because their logic might override that in some way. We also have that being shown here with the Two of Swords. So caught between these two swords, which is logic, the mind, reasoning, and here you can see that they're closed off or masked off here, blindfolded to their intuition. So at this present time, the Divine Masculine is favouring business over intuition or over love, so to speak, and that's because they really do have a lot on their plate at this time. Now, that may be giving them lack of confidence, or they may not be able to follow their instincts at this time because they may feel a little unconfident about doing that. They may literally have so much going on that they can't even begin to focus on it. Yeah, so that is causing lack of movement. They may be worried about their health at this time. Some of them may be worried about getting a little bit fatter possibly, or they're looking so closely at the details that it's causing this sense of non-movement. Now, what is helping them is this could be the divine feminine kind of cutting them off for a while. This could have been some sharp words that were said. They could also be a woman in their life, possibly an ex that is giving them a lot of trouble here with this Queen of Swords in reverse. This is like a woman scorned, or a woman that feels hurt or betrayed. Yeah, but I also see it on a lighter note as just somebody having enough of somebody's energy and kind of just cutting it off. I feel like with the Seven of Cups here, they may have been coming across either totally devoid of emotion or kind of like very wishy-washy and unfocused, ungrounded. We also have underneath the Emperor, we had the Five of Pentacles, I'm just seeing. So that can talk about worries or fears about money as well. It could also be here with this Five of Pentacles that the divine masculine feels as though he's been pushed out or pushed away in some sense. And in order to deal with that, he's kind of very much self-focused on work. It could also be, this card can also denote somebody who's looking through the window and they're feeling like everybody else is having fun and they're not part of that. Or it could be that they're seeing somebody move on with somebody else and they're like, well, what about in sickness and in health? Somebody could be going through a very rocky time, either them or their divine feminine, and maybe using them as a crutch here as well. But I don't feel that they're happy if they do have a relationship. I feel that they might be wanting to walk away from it. They may be feeling, or if they don't have a relationship, they're just feeling kind of emotionally overwhelmed at this time. So they may be liable to just walk away from anything that's kind of doing their head in, I feel like. So moving forward, I do feel like they gain more clarity, although they're still very hesitant about letting something go. Now, let's have a look at the main reading cards. So, what are we going to start with here? Yes, we'll start with the Five of Forces. This is talking about moving with the energy. It's talking about doing the correct things with the right energy. So, here we have the summertime. So it's talking about divine masculine is working really hard. He's trying to accelerate his career. The summer is like yang and about activity, about moving forward. It's about harvesting crops, personal goals, achievements, setting goals and stuff. But it also talks about the fact that the divine masculine may be planning a trip, or he's trying to save some money for winter here. So he's trying to put away money for something, for a time when it may not be able to be made, or he's feeling like he needs to come out of this winter season where he may have had a lot of loss, and now he's trying to put that focus back into work and back into making something of himself. We do also have, as the romance angels, we have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take, divine masculine. So he is being pushed. And I've also seen intuitive nudges here as well. So I feel like once he lets go of some of these burdens that he's got on his plate at the moment, he'll be able to listen more to his intuitive these intuitive nudges. It says, intuition is the language of the soul. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to the divine spirit. Now, the divine masculine is needing to follow his intuition. Now, for those who are not sure about what intuition is versus like other nudges, it's like intuition is when you ask yourself a question and it's that very first answer. Yeah, and often we kind of override that very first answer with, oh, maybe it won't work. No, we can't do that. So that's like overriding it with our ego, overriding it with other people's opinions. Now, the Divine Masculine is being urged to listen to those intuitive nudges at this time. What are you being told to do? Where are you being pushed by the universe to go at this time? He's been pushed to make that effort. Now, with this Ten of Wands here, he may be being pushed so hard that he drops everything here, should he not let go of some of these burdens himself. And I feel like the Divine here is saying, once you make a decision and go through it, a lot of this will actually just disappear. A lot of this pressure that you're under, Divine Masculine, will disappear, because in the center you are being urged to make a decision, make a choice, because I feel like that is after this period of rest, mind you. That is after that period of rest, so that you can know which way to go. So you allow yourself to have the rest. Yeah, you put down some of the burdens, you allow yourself to have this moment's rest, this nap, so to speak, and in that nap you will find out where you're supposed to go, and then you make the decision, because what is distracting you is this complete stillness, yeah, which is causing lethargy. It's causing you're feeling overwhelmed, overburdened. It's causing health issues because if you're not making a complete decision. Now, what we also have here, let me just put those to the side because we have a whole lot. What's interesting is that we have time for a nap. So that is telling you to actually take a break, have this period of non-action so that you can receive these messages and then move forward. It's about not thinking about your goals at that time, allowing yourself to just drop certain things, but at the same time, not forcing anything. There is this sense of not making any plans until the time is right, yeah? So, handling your goals, handling your business, taking this nap, knowing when the time is right to be able to move forward. We also have the card of amending, and this is talking about needing to pull back in order to heal a situation. There may have been a rift, there may have been a quarrel, needing to take time to let the air clear perhaps as well, needing this sense of forgiveness, needing to make amends for a situation. So that may be where the Divine Masculine is being pushed to make this effort, yeah, once he's decided where his energy is and where he wants to move forward with it. This could involve some kind of honest or truthful communication as well, which is coming through. Now, we have flying high here, and it says, be grateful for those who have helped you to soar. So the Divine Masculine is being urged to look at all of those people that have supported him on the way up. Yeah, and he's also being urged to look at around which people do you feel like you're flying high, around which people do you feel like you are lifted up in some way, because that will be a key to another intuitive nudge about where you're supposed to be going. Now we have the card of transformation. So this is talking about letting go of old childhood issues. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing, allowing yourself to let go of old ways of doing things, old patterning, old structures, yeah. But there's also this sense of chaos with this card. So as you're going through the transformation, it kind of feels like you're half rising and half falling, and it's allowing that to kind of take place, and kind of letting go of everything that is being, allow for this new you. But I feel like the Divine Masculine comes out of this very cautiously, feeling like, oh, can I really let go of what once was? There is definitely a need to let go of something, yeah. Or it could be communication after the Divine Masculine is let go of. Maybe the Divine Feminine walks away from the Divine Masculine in some way, and then he's hesitant at coming forward with this communication. once he's made up his mind, once he has this idea of which way he wants to go, he's still feeling kind of hesitant about moving forward. Because if you think about it, this would be a page addressing a queen, and a very upset queen as well. So maybe that's where there's some hesitancy. Maybe they've had to sever ties with that Queen of Swords. That could be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, or just somebody who's very cold, very calculating. We also have the Angel of Love, which talks about new love coming in, new love emerging, as well as much deeper connections for the Divine Masculine. We also have See You Shine, Don't Change. So this is your meditation card here. See you shine, don't change. So it's asking you to be the brightness that you can be, Divine Masculine. We also have the card of sincerity. So this might blend in with those honest communications, yeah? Now with this card, it's saying that this guy is approaching this Buddha here, and he's saying, I think I'm the one that you've been looking for, and I'm going to prove it by chopping off my hand. And the Buddha turns to him and says, and then he throws it into the Buddha's lap, and the Buddha turns round and he says, oh my God, you made me turn, because he hadn't turned in like 9 years or something, because he'd been facing the wall and he was waiting for the right person to make his head turn. And he saw the sincerity of this guy approaching him, and he said, because of your sincerity, I'm going to make you my next disciple. So there is some kind of sincerity, some kind of effort that needs to be made, some kind of show of loyalty. Please don't chop off your hands and send it to the Divine Feminine, because this is just a metaphor. So basically there's a way that you need to show or prove, but only when the time is right. Because the time is going to come. Because we do have, from the Rumi Oracle, Sacred Union, number 19. And Sacred Union as a 19 adds up to 10 in numerology. So that's talking about endings and new beginnings. So the Divine Masculine is needing to surrender something in order to have this union. He may need to surrender his intelligence and just allow himself to go on like a mindful journey, a mindlessness journey. Just allow himself to let nothing else exist, to just be in that moment. It's something that is destined and divine, this sacred union. So it's also about not allowing yourself to pull back. Yeah, don't stand back from this Divine Masculine. It's about getting yourself enveloped in this, because it's saying that it's destined, and what's meant to be will always find a way. Yeah, it also talks about the Divine Masculine needing to integrate both masculine and feminine qualities. And like I said in the beginning, the Divine Masculine here is showing up as the Emperor, which he should be, but he is a very logical character. He's a very cold character. He thinks rationally too much. And when it comes to Sacred Union, there has to be this kind of release, this let go, this, okay, I'm just going to go with it a little bit, yeah? And I feel like that's being stopped. Because there's also no Cups cards here, apart from this Seven of Cups. And it's feeling like, it's almost feeling like the Divine Masculine is kind of drunk on love. And he's like, oh, I don't really actually want one of those cups, because I don't want to get drunk. I don't want to fall into that emotional world in some way. But he's needing to put the logical behind and go towards what he wants, those intuitive nudges towards destiny, towards divine love. Now the final card we have is Layla, and this is 34, which is 7, and it is a spiritual test. When it comes to 7, it is a challenge. It's something that the Divine Masculine needs to overcome in terms of his spiritual journey. Now this talks about things not making sense. It talks about him craving this silence, because his mind is just going all the time. It's like he doesn't want to think about the things that he's thinking about, but it's like all of these intuitive nudges and all of these instincts, and he's trying to push them down. as far as possible. This card also talks about things being created in the dark. This is in the darkness. We can't see what is being created, what is happening behind the scenes. It talks about the mother's womb and about how things happen inside the womb before they're made visible. It talks about thoughts stirring in the divine masculine. It talks about allowing yourself to get muddy, allowing yourself to have messy hair. It talks about allowing yourself to listen to what is being said so that it can silence, so that you can come up out of the darkness. Because like I said, once you make a decision, it's all over divine masculine. So I really do hope this has helped. Take care, stay blessed. If you'd like a personal reading from me, all the information is in the box below. Thank you for your likes, your shares and your subscriptions. I really do appreciate you. Take care, stay blessed.